right, gang, Ben Dixon here with ML Monday. Super excited to have you. I have a pleasure of introducing you to a good friend of mine, Orion Saleh. And Orion is the founder of ZIN. He's here in Bloomington, Illinois tonight. We just got done doing an event with all of the members, and they are launching their company ZIN in America in a new way. And I wanted to bring him out here and get a chance for you guys to meet him and connect with him and hear his story. So Orion, wanted to go ahead and just have you share, well, you've been in direct sales for a long time. What was the moment you knew you wanted to start your own company, ZIN, and why did you start ZIN?
Okay, so that is a long story, so be prepared. Well, I got introduced when I was 17 by my uncles, and then they kept on moving to new companies. And I kept on following, and then eventually I said, I can't do this anymore. And I said, enroll me first, and then if you leave, I'll never leave again. And eventually we built a huge team in Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, doing over 100 million euros or dollars a year. And I was already in my early 20s and made millions of dollars in commissions as well. Then, because of some disagreements with the owners of the company, and this may be for those that are in a position of managing a company, important to know, I decided that I couldn't be there anymore. So the $100,000 a month check, and I think that the year where I really quit, I was probably making about $200,000 a month.
Incredible.
But then it was kind of slowly declining because you were being a little bit more lazy. So the day I walked away, it was over $100,000 a month. And that happened because we could not agree on what was better for the people in the organization.
And I had all about.
And I had a very clear vision that when we recruited people, they just dropped out, and we recruited people and they dropped out. For me, that was pyramid scheme. Even though it was legal under the law in the country, for me it just didn't work. So I wanted a customer-driven model. So that's really what led us to found ZIN, was to prove that a customer-first model would be better for the people, and in the end be a better and bigger company. And we're growing now, but we're definitely not the number one out there. Just give us a few more years, we'll be.
So something's really good about what you just said, Orion. This is important. We were talking about this in the trends report that we went through the last few weeks, a customer-first model. And this is something that is required for all direct sales companies moving forward. I talk about this all the time, of an idea of a raving fan progression, that being a successful company long-term in direct sales starts with creating a remarkable customer experience. And as someone becomes a fan of your products, that's the person you want as a promoter, not someone who's only attracted to you for income. Now, one thing that I really like about your nutritional products at ZIN, it's been fun serving as a vendor, is that you in the space don't just tell people we got a great product, it's going to change your life. You literally have people take a test. So this idea of having no hype and just, hey, why don't you take a test and see where you're at, and then take our product and take a test and see how it improved, is this amazing no hype, no BS approach to sharing something with somebody that's so powerful. So walk us through that and kind of unpack that. How did you guys stumble across this idea of having people take a blood test, and what was that journey of getting there? Because it's a game changer.
Well, I'll first of all, just say that I've been a fan of nutrition for a very long time. I started taking omega-3s when I was 7 years old, and at the time when I walked into the meeting where Ola Eide, the inventor of the product, was going to introduce it to me, I was not in a nutritional company, we were a coffee company. I was using all my supplements, taking 3 omega-3 supplements, so on. And then he gave me a lecture, 2 hours on all so he's the inventor, so he went into all of the details of how it would work and so on. But during that, he said that, and then we have got a test. We can find out exactly in your blood work what happens inside of your cell membrane, if it's your skin or wherever it is in your body, what happens inside of your cells. And he says that's where real health is created. And I got intrigued by that, so I took the test and I failed the test. I was on super healthy nutrition, taking 3 omega-3 supplements, and it was really a test for omega-3 and some other things, and then I failed that, which was shocking to me.
You think you're doing everything right, and then you fail the test.
And that's when I went and said, okay, that'll replace everything in the omega-3 market. I believe that our product will replace everything, because if you know that you need it at a certain dosage, and you're just doing your best and you don't know, you'll most likely not have it. And through the data that we've created now with soon 500,000 people, 97% of those that are taking omegas does not take it in a dosage that will do them anything good. So the test is the answer. And that creates loyalty from customers. 4 months later, we prove to them that this is working. And that makes the difference.
This is really important to understand. In the 2020 direct sales report, we talked about how direct sales companies have to create a remarkable experience. We spoke about the trends on how Amazon has changed customer experience so much through shipping, 2-day shipping and now 1-day shipping in America. And we said, what do direct sales companies bring to the table? Well, they bring a remarkable customer experience that someone can't get anywhere else. So what Orion is doing with his team with the balance test is creating an experience it's undeniable, where if someone will take the test, they can say, hey, your body's off track, and here, now that you've taken these supplements, your body's on track. So this is one of the elements that you need if you're going to run a direct sales company that's going to change the world, that's going to change customer lives forever. You have to have a remarkable customer experience, or you're just not going to get anywhere. So,
and you got to have customers. That's like right now we're running at 20 to 1. I believe in the future we're going to run at 50, 100 to 1.
So you're hearing what that is 20 to 1. That's not 20 distributors to one customer.
No, that's the opposite way around.
20 customers to one distributor.
Yeah, and our best countries, or more mature countries that aren't newly open, are running at 30 to 1.
30 to 1.
So as awesome. We are longer in a country, we'll get it better. But I believe that it has to be that direct selling actually becomes direct selling again. Where most of the income in the beginning is generated from your selling. And then eventually you get a couple of salespeople, and between you and 4 or 5 people in your team, that should be enough income someday in the future where you'd go full-time based on that. So it becomes much more of a selling experience with millions and millions of customers and a few people that were in the field. And I got this question one time where they said, because there is a lot of opposition to new ideas, and the customer idea has had a lot of opposition internally in the profession. It's one of the reasons why we have so many legal problems with, not legal problems in the court, but just with the governments and the actual law of the countries. And they said, so what's the ideal number between customers and partners? And my answer is very simple. As high as possible. If we have 1 million customers, and if we could just have one partner, that'd be better than anything else. But of course, we're never going to get, or I never say never, but I don't think we're going to get there. But I think that if you have 100 customers, then generating maybe income to the partner of $1,500, $2,000 a month, and then they recruit a couple of people that does the same, and then that generates income to them, and then the override on that is maybe $200 or $300 a month. Then you get a very sound balance between what's driven from your own customer pool and what's driven for the other ones. And then you say, well, that's how it is with all the home parties. And yes, it is. But you got to create it direct to consumer so that you don't have to do the home parties all the time.
That's a key thought. So this is a question that I get all the time. We came out of the training, and one of the things I love that Orion did was he talked about how the companies use technology to go make that first sale, how you use technology to go be that direct salesperson, and how you still get together physically for events, but what kind of events do you get together physically? Like when I first started in direct sales, we were doing all the selling at events. So 6 nights a week, 6 different hotels around here in Illinois. We would travel, do presentations, sell. That was it. All selling happened in hotels all around. And today, you and you talked about how they use technology to make those first sales, and then they have celebrations. They have trainings once a month. You get together physically for training and recognition and celebration, and there's a balance of someone being able to sell from their home or being able to sell from social media or selling from their phone, and then still getting together in community, doing life together, growing together, physically getting together at events. And so what's been ZIN's strategy there? I know we engaged 2 years ago together, almost 2 years ago now together, and have been putting in a lot of different tech for the different countries. And what's been your vision for what that feels like, knowing that the main purpose is to go get tons of customers outside the space?
Well, I think that what we're doing with the mobile app together with you guys is going to help a lot. But then in general, we just need to be a tech-first company where we do really serve our customers in a modern way. I've got some big visions for that. There is a Norwegian company that everyone around the world should be following because they're making the nano chips that you can put into everything so that my phone would know how much coffee that I've got left, which you probably won't make in a regular cup of coffee, but like we have a oil product that is in a bottle. I think putting those chips into the oil so that I would know if Ben is my customer, I would know if he is actually using his product or not, or at least the artificial intelligence will know it, so that I could communicate with him when he opens his fridge and says, so, hey, I'm lonely. The bottle says, it's 2 days since you touched me. I'm worried about you. Please help me fulfill my purpose in life.
Help the people consume their product.
Take the product.
Yes,
eat it. And that's tech development that will come in the future. But that's about being tech first. So one is how do you approach people? How do you sell to people? How do you simplify training? How do you simplify processes? But then the other thing where tech comes in is how do you keep the customers? Because we can't be around watching our customers 24/7. But with technology, you can actually communicate with them all the time in different ways. So that's one of the big visions we have, is to be one of the first companies that puts out nano chips into the bottles so we can communicate and know what our customers are doing.
I love it. Nano chips in the bottle to know if they're actually taking their product. What's been cool about this vision and working together with Orion, one of the things I've enjoyed is we took our predictive action system and got a chance to interview some of the top people as promoters and started to codify different actions of what do you say when you want to invite somebody? What do you say if they ignore you and you're following up? What should you say to someone who ordered the product but hasn't reordered in 45 days? You know, they're running out of product. What do you say to that person? And so it really worked on using technology to shift the culture from this culture of look at reports to know what to do to the systems just telling you what to do. And that's the big shift in the whole gig economy trend, is that companies in direct sales today, whether you're network marketing, affiliate marketing, referral marketing, that the competition and the opportunities for companies to work together to make that $100 to $500 a month income is now, you're now competing with a whole different realm of people outside of party plan, outside of the gig economy. So you have to really look at what it's going to feel like for someone to promote a company that's absolutely brand new, and are they going to be able to do it? And so one of the things that we've been focused on together in technology is to say, how do I replicate the experience of someone who has experience and tenure, like Orion, who's an expert in his niche that he's done for over a decade, and how do I take that experience and codify that in a way where it's as if he's mentoring each person in the company. It's as if he's telling them what to say in different situations. And that's been the first step. So I want to thank you so much for taking time to connect. I know you got your big event coming up here in Minnesota. For those of you that haven't checked out ZIN, we'll of course put a link to them here below in the video so you can check it out. And want to thank you so much for sharing this time.
So to everyone out there, take lots of action and make your business grow at a much higher pace. Because the faster you build, the more excited you will be about it, and the easier it is to get a team around you. But don't just have a team for the team. Have a team to create tens and thousands of customers, hundreds of thousands of customers, because then you will get that true portfolio income, because customers is what we actually are supposed to get. That's what direct selling is all about.
All right. You heard it from the boss. Get to it. We'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.